Alright. Hello everybody from Physics 101. This is Brayden speaking. Me and Angeline have crafted a project on the Magnus Effect. And here we go. So, what is the Magnus Effect? The Magnus Effect is a phenomenon that occurs when a spinning object moves through a fluid, like air or water. When the object spins, it creates a difference in pressure on either side of it due to the way the fluid flows around it. Some of the main components that we'll be talking about are Bernoulli's principle, spin, airflow, and pressure differences. Where is the Magnus Effect applicable within the day-to-day? To give you all an example, you can see it in baseball, soccer, ping pong, and it represents the spinning motion of the ball, or the curvature. You can see it in soccer with corner kicks, ping pong with spin shots, and baseball with curveballs. And to demonstrate the Magnus Effect, I have this video for you all.
See how a rotating object bends the airflow, which is why lift is created.
Perfect. Alright. And as you guys can see, this airflow point, it would be going straight if this spinning cylinder was not in the way. And it perfectly demonstrates what exactly is happening with the Magnus Effect. And essentially, what is going on here is a negative air pressure is being formed above the spinning object, and because of that, and positive air pressure is being formed beneath it and sucking the air down and changing its trajectory. Alright, and I pretty much gave this explanation in the previous slide, but that is demonstrating the forces behind the Magnus Effect. Alright. So what are the motions involved within the Magnus Effect? And the only one that I see is spinning. The spinning motion is pretty much the keystone of the Magnus Effect, and it allows it to do what it does. It plays a role in changing the pressure, which inherently changes trajectory and everything. It can pretty much be explained by Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli's principle states that an increase in the speed of a parcel of fluid occurs simultaneously with a decrease in either the pressure or height above a datum. Now I know you guys may be asking, who in the world is this Ratatouille guy? No, his name is not Ratatouille, it's Bernoulli. And in the case of the Magnus Effect, Bernoulli's principle can basically be simplified as the faster that something is spinning, the more air is forced in that direction. The reason behind this is because the spin creates less pressure above the object. And an explanation of momentum. Momentum has a significant impact on the Magnus Effect because depending on the way that the object is spinning, the angular momentum associated with said object changes as well, and thus highly influences the way that the object will curve and interact with the air around it. And to demonstrate this, I have a video here for you all. Alright, and that was pretty quick, but it was pretty clear to see that that ball was curving a lot. So depending on how the players angled their paddles, it changed the angular momentum and increased the spin, thus creating a Magnus Effect and changing the ball's trajectory greatly. And I actually tried to give you all an example here in my little video. So that first shot was me attempting to spin the ball and create the Magnus Effect for myself. And to give you a better look, that is what it looks like. The first shot seems to have a greater arc, whether that's being influenced by the Magnus Effect. It is. It just isn't a lot because I am unfortunately not a pro. I cannot spin it like a pro. I can't exactly do the same thing that they do, so my results will be very different. Yeah, so sorry about that, but all the variables were very different. It was hard to hit the ball at the same speed every time, have the same angle of my paddle, and yeah, so that was one issue that I encountered. And this is just explaining basically what I just told you. Um, Now I can give you a much better example of the Magnus Effect and on a much larger scale with this video.
1.5 meters or 415 feet high. Then they dropped a basketball over the edge. You can see that the basketball gets pushed around a bit by the breeze, but it lands basically right below where it was dropped. Now watch what happens when they drop another basketball, this time with a bit of backspin.
Whoa, look at that go!
Alright, and I think that pretty much is the best example of the Magnus Effect that you're going to be able to find. That very clearly was able to display how the spin on the basketball was able to influence the different pressures